Monster School.
No.
Girls love.
Ah.
Girls love Fortnite Dance Challenge. Hold on, there's another one.
The rest of the title.
Oh, there's
Why
more to the title. You're right.
right in the background. What? No.
Monster School. Girls versus Boys Fortnite Dance.
No.
Monster School. Fortnite Dance Challenge. Ninja. Ninja Pigment Orange Justice. What the fuck did I just find?
The internet was a mistake.
But boy, is it a beautiful mistake.
I believe my ex said the same thing about me before she stabbed me.
Alright, then how about I change what I just said? The internet's beautiful like a kid with no arms and legs. But he's really chill about it, you know? I'm tired. Nothing makes sense still.
Okay. Being as Tom's not here, we're continuing that fucking nightmare. The other nightmare.
The shorter nightmare.
I wish to be set on fire.
I mean, I know where you live.
Fake. Alright. Where we're starting, for anyone reading along at home, is it was during lunchtime, is the sentence. So Control F that. I guess pause the video, Control F that.
No, speedrun it. Do it right now.
It was during lunchtime that Rose Potter walked into the Great Hall, aware that many looks were aimed at her. She pointed her wand to the sky and let out a loud bang that grabbed everyone's attention, including the teachers and visitors.
Sir, did you put avocado on my sandwich?
The fact that you remembered that.
I was trying to save it. I wanted to mention it on the here on the podcast specifically
2
to
weeks
make it
ago.
Yes, but I was gone last week.
Hey,
so I've been
Johnny.
sitting on this.
Hey, Johnny. I don't see any fucking avocado on my sandwich. You better fucking fix this before I have Jimbo over there take the bat to your knees again. There ain't no avocado on this here sandwich. Did you check between the slices of cheese? Did you check between the slices of cheese, boss? This is a regular amount of avocado, Johnny. I asked for extra. I might not call back for a while. Okay.
My name is Rose Potter. It has come to my attention that the teachers have yet to clear my name. There is no avocado on my sandwich.
There's no fucking avocado on my sandwich, Johnny.
Leaving me to be bullied and spat upon by my peers. So I shall clear it myself. I swear on my magic that I, Rose Potter, did not put my name in the goblet of fire, and thrice swear that I didn't tell anyone to do it. This I solemnly swear on my magic.
This, again, I don't remember there being a fucking thing about swearing on one's own magic in fucking Harry Potter.
Maybe she's saying she'll quit the school if she did.
Well, no, because former paragraph was Harry talking about that fucking magical oath bullshit.
Oh, so it's actual bullshit.
Yeah, I think it's literally just someone trying to force a different magic system into a pre-existing one.
Yeah. Which isn't a very pro-gamer move of you.
Yeah, no. And this is coming from someone who is currently working on a world with multiple magic systems, technically.
Yeah.
But they don't typically tend to interact too well because they don't work the same and therefore kind of run parallel to each other.
Oh.
Closest you could get is mixing witchcraft and alchemy, being as alchemy is essentially magic science and witchcraft is ritual-based.
Oh.
Whereas wizardry is drawing on power that's within oneself.
Like in D&D.
Yeah. Like being a sorcerer in D&D.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's also the whole thing. It's like, I've seen it pointed out before, like, technically speaking, Harry Potter, Wizards, and Witches would be more classified as a sorcerer in D&D due to how the magic works in Harry Potter. It's more of a whole thing of a skill issue. Whereas wizardry in D&D is more of a whole thing of having rituals set up. Hence why you need your spell book. And then you have spells from that spell book prepared. Which the immediate implication for me is basically between rests, you have set up the materials required for that spell.
Right, you need materials in D&D.
Yeah, for certain spells, yeah. Materials tend to be less of an issue in Harry Potter unless it's for a potion.
Which, makes some sense, yeah.
Whereas like stuff like Expecto Patronum and whatnot is more based on a certain emotion and trying to channel that. Like, it's stated in Harry Potter that spells are emotion-driven. Hence why
my truthfulness! I do not lie! Ah!
Hence why, like, in, I think, it was The Prisoner of Azkaban? I think was the book. Like, Harry accidentally blowing up his aunt. Because he was fucking pissed that she was shit-talking his parents.
Did he fucking kill her?
No, it was, like, caused her to, like, blow up like a balloon.
Oh.
I think we've had this conversation before, but...
Yes. It's just, I'm not mentally prepared to remember anything past what happened today, which means I've only been awake for, like, an hour, so everything's new to me.
Yeah. But yeah, so basically, like, that whole thing is, like, magic in Harry Potter is emotion-driven. That is the magic system that exists.
I wonder what emotion a truth spell would even need. Honesty?
I mean, that's why they have, like, fucking Veritas Serum. It's just a potion that causes you to tell the truth.
Did you put your name in the goblet of fire? No, and I'm confident enough to take the potion. Give it here, Big Daddy.
Potion me up, Daddy.
Yeah, potion me up, Daddy.
At her words, there was a swirl of magic around her, leaving many whispering to each other.
Keeping her wand pointed at the sky, she spoke in a loud voice, Expocti Petropati.
What does that have anything to do with?
Yeah, the Patronus was to, like, fight off evil, right?
Yeah, Patronus is to either fight off, ward off evil or be, like, a spectral messenger. And it's also something that's supposed to be summoned by you focusing on a really positive memory.
So you're saying I can't use the spell?
I mean, if you think about your happiest memory, you probably could.
The day where I didn't have to do anything and nobody was around me.
Which, according to the test, apparently mine's a snake. Because I am apparently an edgy bastard.
I forgot. Did I take that test again?
I don't know.
Harry Potter. What's the website again?
Pottermore.
I thought Pottermore got, like, closed down.
Did it?
Yeah. Pottermore is, like, dead.
Huh. That's the one I took. Anyway.
Yeah, it's like Wizarding World now. You
Immediately.
Link your Pottermore account to Wizard World.
Immediately bursting out of her wand was a corporeal stag that only a few knew was the animagus form of her father. Yeah, because most people didn't know that your father was an animagus because he was unregistered and therefore he wasn't legally allowed to do so.
Oh.
That was the whole that was the whole thing is like that friend group. So James, Remus, Peter. Wait, James, Remus. Yeah, it was Remus Lupin. That's right. And Sirius. Remus was a werewolf. And so the rest of the friend group kind of like self-taught themselves to become animagi so that they could keep him company when he turned, because while he was aggressive towards humans in that state, he wasn't aggressive towards animals.
That's adorable.
Yes, and so like they would all go to the Shrieking Shack through that secret entrance under the Whomping Willow, and keep him company in the form of a dog, a deer, and a rat, which is also the reason for the nicknames in the fucking Marauders map of oh god, what was it? There was Padfoot was Sirius because dog. Wormtail was Peter because rat. Oh,
Imagine being a rat. That'd be
Marauders.
terrifying. There's like a bunch of huge people around you.
Yeah. Okay. Mooney. Remus was nicknamed Mooney because werewolf, and James was nicknamed Prong because stag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, like, that just doesn't seem like a good idea to me because of, you know.
Oh, the rat thing?
Just turning into an animal in general doesn't seem to work out for people in Harry Potter.
Well, it worked out for them, technically.
I guess because they weren't doing anything bad or sneaking into places they weren't supposed to be.
I mean, technically they were, as only Remus was supposed to be going there, as it was a thing set up by Dumbledore so that he could attend the school without issue.
Oh.
Yeah, that was the whole thing, is Dumbledore knew that Remus was a werewolf, but he was still
Dumbledore.
yeah, but he was still a student, and so he wasn't going to deny him an education, so whenever that sort of thing would happen once a month, he would have him, he was like, okay, you can go to the Shrieking Shack. It was the whole reason why it was called the Shrieking Shack is basically rumors started up about it being like super fucking haunted, and that being like why there were like screams coming from it once a month. Said screams being the howl of a werewolf.
Surprise, it's just a werewolf.
Yeah. And again, like, oh god, like this is stuff that's actually some interesting world building.
Yeah.
Oh god. Let's see. Okay, now it's your line. It's your line.
Yeah. Okay, so I believe I've made my point.
Oh my god.
Rose said, glaring at the staff for doing nothing against the abuse she suffered over the last few days. Turning away, she immediately walked out, leaving Minnie talking excitedly and others looking at the staff table. Yeah, that was my entire line, yeah.
No.
What?
They did not miss.
They did not miss the look of Edward and disgust Rose Potter gave the staff table. Okay, but like, they're students. They're gonna be like, oh shit, and then forget about it.
All I'm thinking about is like, there are things that have like handled the whole thing of, you know, people were kind of using Harry a lot better. Yeah. I think one of the ones that made me laugh is like, instead of like the whole thing of like his child being named like Albus Severus Potter.
Yeah.
There's like one that was, your name is Hagrid Potter because and you're named after the only person who genuinely named after the only adult who genuinely loved me for me instead of like trying to use me for their own ends.
Yeah, Hagrid was a good boy.
Hagrid was a good boy. Oh god, Hagrid. Anyway. But yeah, because it's like, okay, yeah, Dumbledore did, at the end of the day, use Harry for his own means. But it was a whole thing of, like, it did seem that, like, it wasn't as bad as, like, what fucking Yoda did of just straight up lying to, like, Luke about what happened to his father. Instead, it was just, like, it at least seemed like he was trying to keep the boy safe. And then, like, fuck, I've got no other choice but to have him do this because fucking prophecy.
Yeah. He's like, well, but this kid's going to be stuck in a shitty prophecy. The least I can do is kind of help him, right?
Yeah. Whereas fucking Yoda, like, nope, I'm like, no, don't tell him about what actually happened to his father. Tell him that Darth Vader killed his father.
Your daddy killed your daddy. Wait,
I'm the child of a gay relationship?
Right, good at communication, no. I am not. Sorry, I am.
The next few days, Rose noticed that the dark whispers and insults normally thrown her way had practically disappeared. Yeah, probably because she had an outburst in the middle of the Great Hall.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Usually, whenever a white teenager goes into the middle of a cafeteria, pulls something out, and causes a loud banging noise to issue into the air, it turns out horribly for everyone involved.
That's a very dark joke. I'll give you props for that.
That was my immediate thought of like, okay, so she basically did a way of getting everyone's attention by doing the magic equivalent of firing a gun into the air.
Everyone, I would like your attention, please. Sets off a firework in the middle of the lunchroom.
It's like, what the fuck? Why did she need to summon her Patronus too? I don't get that.
Me neither.
It's like, I want you to know how happy I am right now. Oh, God. Minnie had approached her and apologized for doubting her. Okay, verb tense. In particular, the head of house had pulled her aside and apologized for failing to protect. What the actual fuck?
Rose will remember this.
Again, I'd like to point out that our fucking improv shit, our fucking Monster of the Week roleplay, does interpersonal issues better than this.
And everyone hates each other in that one right now.
Yeah, the characters are just all fucking going mental. Dear God, that fucking mask gets dug up.
Oh my gosh. That'll be hilarious.
Honestly, I kind of want it to where he keeps the hat on. The next Arrowmina just has like a fucking trucker hat on. Right over the mask.
That I don't. Please no, actually. That'll be terrifying.
That's the terrifying part.
Could you imagine somebody who could rip off like an eldritch being's fucking like fingers? And he's wearing a goddamn trucker hat. Like, what about that is not scary?
God, not only is fucking vicious, but he's from the deep south.
A country hoot and a country sounding hoot whenever he kills someone. Hoot.
Hoot. Partner. Oh.
Hoot, partner. Rose accepted the apology, but she would not forget it. What?
Rose will remember this.
I just made that joke. Yeah, that's why I said that. Yeah.
Fucking hell. Also, I'm wondering how many people caught the line from Charlie, all this because of a college dissertation.
Because of a what?
College dissertation.
I remember hearing it, but I'm not in the part to remember what that means right now.
What a dissertation is?
A college dissertation, yes.
Yeah, like a paper you have to write for your degree.
Oh, is that really how this started? Because you had to write a fucking paper?
Because she did. That's like the whole thing of hinting how she came in contact with the mask.
I need help writing this paper. I can give you unbelievable power to write as many papers as you want.
Not even that. It's more like, okay, I'm studying this particular thing. I'll have my paper be about this artifact.
I see that you're interested in me. Put me on.
Shit. Yeah, basically like a whole thing of like writing a paper over it, studying it, and getting taken over by it.
If Arlo puts that mask on, Tyka's gonna kick him in the nuts.
If Arlo... I think by the time the mask's gone, it's a bit too late for that to help.
I know, but she seems to be thinking about it. She's fucking kicking him in the nuts.
Now, oh god, now I'm just imagining, like, how did the character lose an arm? Well. As that happens, oh god, everything's just gonna fucking go to hell. Even more than it already has. Again, like it's like the inter-character shit that's happening is really fucking good, but at the same time, it's like Jesus Christ.
They're like, here's the good path where everyone gets along. Wait, what are you doing? Why are you turning around? No, come back here. Get back here to character resolution. No, stop fighting.
Like it's a whole thing is like I guess we kind of have reached like there's been a lot of fucking like ascending action, and we're gonna reach a fucking climax soon. A rising action.
I would not be surprised if we end up failing to save the world.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but I mean, like, from a story perspective, like, we are currently, like, in rising action towards a fucking climax, and that climax is gonna hit, and it's just gonna be fucking insane.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, the whole thing is, like, right before the climax happens, you're supposed to have the darkest hour, basically. Like, whenever, like, it seems like everything is fucking lost. And holy shit, is it going towards that? Anyway. Her group of friends tried to corner her and apologize.
Just picture them all like T-posing at her. We're sorry, Rose.
But Rose made use of her invisibility cloak and Marauder's map. I wish I had that while fighting Pink Rathian.
You do. It's called a ghillie mantle.
Did I tell you about fighting that?
Maybe?
I don't think, because it happened Wednesday. So I hunted that, and at one point, it slapped me into a corner in the area, and I straight up could not get out, and I was on a sliver of health and trying my damnedest not to get hit.
Excuse me, please let me by. Excuse me.
Well, it wasn't even like a full, like, it was the corner, but then there was a little, like, roof to it. So it was like this small divot in the wall, basically. And so I think just because of that slight overhang over it, I didn't get hit, but it was literally me trying to, like, roll out of there between her legs. And just, like, kept, like, smashing into her feet. I was like, please let me out.
I don't like the scary corner. Please let me out.
Although I did kind of do a bullshit thing to her too.
Oh.
Yeah, basically, the way I ended up chopping off her tail, it was after my first death. So I went back to the area she was and took out a shock trap.
Oh.
Like, I went over there, waited for her to look at me, set down the shock trap, and like, as she was charging me, she got caught in it, and I just went around behind her, cut her tail once, and it just, like, fucking popped off.
This is my tail now.
And so I was like, oh, whoops. I was not fucking having it right then. I was not in the fucking mood with her.
Like,
dear God. Are you just putting a whole bunch of fucking T-posing anime pictures?
Yes, I guess.
Well, anyway.
I wonder if there's an r/T pose.
God damn it. r/dominance.
There's T-pose mimetics, and there's
she knew giving her friends the cold shoulder was immature, but she was so angry with them at the moment. 3 years of friendship and 2 years in Jenny's case. I always want to say Jenny's case, and they had thrown her to the wolves.
Well,
fucking hell.
She's acting as immature as somebody I know. Dun-dun-dun.
Taika?
Well, no. Taika
Arlo
forgives people. Agent Knight doesn't forgive people.
Well, I think Agent Knight's just like, the whole thing is like, no one seems to trust her. Like, the person who trusts her the most is Arlo.
Well, it's not even that Taika hates her. Taika just hates cops.
But yeah, like,
and she took that personally.
Like, no one's being friends with Kit, and so she's just, like, very upset. And I don't blame her. Like, I legit don't. Like, she's, like, she has every reason to be, like, upset with everyone. And all honesty, it's just a whole thing of like everybody's just like these very like emotionally stunted adults, so they refuse to communicate.
And the one person besides Arlo that kind of got along with her was Casimir, and he fucking bolted.
Because of Arlo.
Yep.
Because Arlo shot off his fucking hand. He left on better terms with Zeffy. Who had tried to kill him. Who's tried to kill him several times.
Hell, they were technically fighting before they...
Dear God, that Planeswalker campaign. If there is like an ounce of the fucking inter-character drama, dear God, the fucking multiverse is gonna be at risk.
Yeah, you're right. Everyone's just we're such horrible people.
And I'm not even like upset about it. It's just fucking like I'll admit, at the beginning I was trying to cause like some inter-character drama.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't expect it to like I kind of like planted the seeds and then stopped.
It's like, you're gonna have to kill Casimir, you know that, right?
Yeah, like we had Ezreal being like, fucking kill Casimir.
Great.
And like other stuff
back,
like that.
Hey, where's Casimir? Did y'all finally off him?
No, that's weird. The idiot's gone. What happened?
Arlo shot him.
Oh, finally? Yeah, and then he left. You what?
Yeah, he's gone now.
Oh god, oh god, oh god. Just takes out jar of moonshine.
I could just picture Zeffy looking between Arlo and the other person, just like, wait a second, y'all were planning to kill Arlo, but not really saying it, just looking between them like,
you were planning on killing Casimir? Just fucking Ezreal just chugging a jug of moonshine. Just out of stress.
Taika leaving the room instantly, like, nope, can't deal with this. Fuck you guys.
Just everything is wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, you're fucking love. Starts with Varys.
There is also the fact that I don't have time to talk to them, Russ thought. I gotta train with Daddy Pot.
Fuck hell, all I can think of is when you look in your pants after visiting Chernobyl, there is another. Don't know why that's what popped in my head. Have you seen that one?
No.
Let's see. Chernobyl. Yoda meme. No, so anyone wondering where I'm making weird throat noises, it's because of the fact that, like, one of the fucking restrooms where I was working just got fucking filled with, like, some terrible smell. Just that.
I was about to make the joke, but then I remembered you told me not to.
Yeah, we can't mention it by name. But whatever you're thinking, it's not that. There was a terrible odor in the bathroom that caused me to immediately start coughing. I haven't been coughing at all today before that happened. Yeah, that meme.
What the hell?
It's stupid, but I love it. She honestly didn't have time to talk. What with the two penises? Fuck.
Dude, what? Oh, what? No!
Damn it. Since meeting Harry, whom she labeled her older brother, she had been learning a great deal of things. Now I'm just thinking about that one song Neanners did. You know the one.
Penises?
What?
About two penises?
No, the Lolly song.
Oh. Ugh. No thanks. Please don't remind me about that.
Dear God. Each night, he would sneak into Hogwarts via several passageways and teach her how to fight in the Room of Requirement. Motherfucker, you knew how to fight at her age.
Yeah, but it's a girl.
Ah, God, boy. Why is it so beardy? Your line.
Her twin or older brother also taught her the secret to sending a message with the Patronus charm.
I want to set myself on fire.
Please send help, brother. I am out of tampons.
Fucking hell. It is a close family. At least they're comfortable with each other, do that sort of thing.
Hey, sometimes you just have an emergency and you need the help of a sibling.
No, just thinking about all those things. It's like, yeah, every time I go shopping with my boyfriend, I have to make sure that they double bag that. Otherwise, he's going to be embarrassed.
They're not for him.
It happens to half the population.
Mm-hmm. This is like that
He needs
one
to
thing
fucking
also.
buck up. Like, the only time I ever have fucking problems with them is when they're used. And it's the same way as I have problems with used Band-Aids.
Ew, gross. Don't.
Yeah, like, I dislike both those things because they're blood-soaked. Like, that's literally, like, the whole reason I dislike those. Like, when they're not used, fine, sure, whatever. Who cares?
So you know, like, that whole, like, Simpsons thing where that one dude's, like, trying to bully Bart. He's like, where'd you get those PJs? Your mom? It's like, well, yeah, who else would have given them to me? It's like, who are those tampons for? Yourself? No, they're for my wife and or girlfriend.
Like the immediate time he saw that, it was like I just remember this one joke about like things to say when someone's being fucking transphobic. It's like, nice gender, your mom pick it for you. It's just like, fucking hell.
That
It's stupid and I love it. Like, someone's just being a fucking asshole and just respond with that.
pretty sure the doctor decided your gender though. Because he kind of just looks down, it's like, it's a boy, it's a girl, and then just hands it to you. And at that point, we
Yeah,
just
but
trust the doctor.
oftentimes you also have the parents deciding to like raise them a certain way because of that.
Yeah, but how much of that is like intentional or just kind of people things doing just
Yeah,
without really thinking?
it's like indoctrinated and shit. It is the whole thing of like, if a kid, just let them pursue whatever fucking interests they have, regardless. And granted, I'm also the kind of person that's like, why the fuck are you having gender reveal parties? Who the fuck throws a party about their child's genitals?
For free shit?
Yes, I'm going to make my friends hate me for free shit.
Hey man, if they give me extra diapers, I might do it.
Because I fucking guarantee you, none of your friends care about your kid as much as you do.
Well, no, that's why you
Like,
invite
look at my
family.
adorable little thing. It's like, dear God, they're showing off their fucking sack of potatoes again.
Like I said, the only people who probably care is like your extended family at the most.
Yeah, at most.
Yeah, even some of your extended family probably don't give a shit. I
Yeah,
know I don't
point
give a shit
is,
about the genders of my family's siblings or children.
if for some godforsaken reason I had a kid, the only reason I'd care about their sex is how it affects their like medical situation.
Yeah.
Other than that, I don't really give a shit. Like, yeah, sure, be whatever the fuck you want. Who cares?
I just always pictured like if my child was like gay or like trans or something. I could just picture my child coming out to me and I just give my child the most evil smile as my wife gives me the death glare as I tried to find out a really clever but illy timed pun to make about the situation.
Oh no, I'd fully go with the dad joke.
Exactly.
I'm not gonna lie. I would. My kid would hate me. Wouldn't speak to me for years. But it would be worth it to say, hi, gay, I'm dad. Anyway, you meanie, Rose pouted.
What the fuck was that line?
That was
How
the
old are
line
you?
that I was putting off.
Are you fucking 6, Rose?
No, she's supposed to be. Triwizard Tournament was book 4? 14.
You're a bit too old to be saying you meanie.
What neckbeard shit. This is the shit that I'd expect a poorly written anime girl to say.
You're right. Oh
Nah.
god, this is a neckbeard. Ugh.
Yeah, that was the whole thing. It's like this entire time, it's like, oh god, this is bad anime tropes. This is different kinds of bad anime tropes from the other story. The bad anime tropes in the other story were like fucking like bad shonen shonen, not seinen. Like shonen manga type shit. This one is bad moe shit.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh
After
no.
one particular lesson where Rose had been physically tired out from dueling, the two sat down and spoke about what else she could learn in preparation for the Triwizard Tournament. It was revealed that Harry was an animagus and Rose definitely wanted to become one.
God damn it. Sadly, her big brother told her no. Aw, why won't you let me, Oni-chan? Oh god, that's irritating my throat.
Oh no. We can't speak about this, but I need to show it to you.
God damn it.
Eh?
I mean, some people are definitely thinking that it's gonna work.
That's a real shame.
Still
Also,
need to get fucking medical treatment. If you pray to win the lottery, you still need to buy a fucking ticket.
that's a very. I'm gonna steal that one. Thank you. That's mine now. I'm taking it.
I mean, isn't there like a fucking Bible verse that even says like faith without works is dead?
Maybe.
Yeah, so it's like, yeah, sure, you can pray all you fucking want, but you still have to do something.
Yeah.
Like, you can't just be like, I hope this happens, and not fucking do anything. You can't be like, just fucking pray to Jesus that your fucking marriage gets fixed, and then not go to counseling.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and not like talk to each other and just hope it fucking fixes itself. Anyway.
Yeah. Anywho, is it my line?
Yes. r/T-pose memes?
Shh. Just watch it.
That's a new one.
Rose learning to become an animagus can be very time consuming for each person. The method is different. There's no guarantee you'll have the same form as me. We may be something like twins, but not even twins have the same form. I'll take considerable time off your training preparations for the tournament. I learned it myself because I had finished Hogwarts and the war had ended, leaving me nothing to do, Harry explained patiently.
I mean, I will say that I'm not entirely sure how the whole animagus thing works for what you become, because Rita Skeeter was able to become a beetle. Then, of course, you have Padfoot, Wormtail, and all that sort of stuff, which, and at very least, the case of Sirius and Peter, it seemed that the form they took was kind of based on like their physical appearance, because like Peter was described as someone who kind of looked like the human incarnation of a rat. He had like fucking hell. He had like watery eyes and kind of like a pointy nose and shit like that, which is also kind of reflected the actor choice. And then you have Sirius, who was like a dude with like shaggy black hair, and so he kind of had like a dogged appearance. So,
And there was the fucking deer.
which I'm trying to remember. I think like James was described as having like a longer face than Harry.
Uh-huh.
Don't remember. But yeah, so basically, like that sort of thing was like I'm not sure what mechanism this causes determines what someone's animagus form. I can look it up.
I'm looking at the Animagus thing right now.
All right. Oh, there's an animagus quiz. Yeah, it's a learned skill.
The animal form is not chosen by the wizard, but determined by their personality and inner traits. It may also be that the full-body Patronus may reveal that what a witch or wizard would turn into if they were an animagus. For example, Minerva McGonagall, a known cat animagus, also had the Patronus of a cat. Apparently,
Oh,
the form
that's
the
right. She
Patronus
was a cat animagus.
Apparently, the form the Patronus takes may be determined by the same inner traits as the Animagus form. Animagus in animal form is also not restrained by the lifespan limit of the creature that they otherwise transform
Yeah,
to.
because
I.e.,
Peter was in rat form for years
why?
to hide. He
Oh,
faked his death.
oh.
Yeah. Each animagus bears an identifying mark on their animal form that is caused by something on their human body. This may be a physical trait like dental structure or an acquired trait such as glasses. For example, both Minerva McGonagall and Reader Skeeter have markings on their animagus forms caused by their spectacles. An animagus undergoes a major physical change, such as the loss of a limb. The animal form will also reflect that, as in the case of Peter Pettigrew missing a finger. Could also choose if they want to transfigure their jewelry and clothing with them. Okay. Also, it does have the spell. That's interesting. Reciting an incantation, animato animagus on a daily basis, and drinking the animagus potion during a lightning storm.
What if a lightning storm isn't happening? Do you have to make one?
Okay. Part of the process by which one becomes an animagus is by holding the leaf of a mandrake in their mouth for an entire month, using the leaf for the creation of a potion, reciting that incarnation, then drinking the potion during a lightning storm. So, interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, animagi who take the form of a species capable of flight can enjoy the sensation without the need of a broomstick, flying carpet, or riding animals. Is debated, but generally believed possible for one's animagus form to be a magical creature, but also debated, but generally believed impossible for an animagus to be a Dementor.
That would be fucking awesome. Just
That'd be
suddenly,
fucking terrifying.
hi, I'm suddenly a Dementor.
Holy shit. Anyway, but yeah, so
You'd have to be a pretty evil person to have a Dementor animagus anyways.
yeah, for this each per. Okay, wait. Did you finish yours?
Did I? Let's see.
Preparation. I only learned it myself because I had finished Hogwarts.
Yeah, that was my line.
Okay. But brother, Rose tried to give him her puppy eye look that she gave her Aunt Petunia. Please,
Johnny the fuck?
please, with a cherry on top.
No!
I hate this. I hate this. I hate.
She suddenly became the most generic, moey little, you know. Hey, who let in the motorcycle? Is that your animagus form? Are you a transformer?
Fucking hell.
Rose? Harry pleaded her to stop giving him that look. It was the first time he was receiving the puppy eye face. No girl had ever given him that look before. Well, yeah, because most girls aren't fucking children. Not even his girlfriends. Well, maybe Gabrielle. However, that underage girl had been trying to seduce him.
I dislike that sentence. I very much dislike that sentence.
You know what? This is dangerously getting close to Ichi harem settings, where there's like that one underage girl that also wants to be with the main character, and it's just like, please stop. And it's gross, and I hate this. Both Bill and Fleur have been laughing a storm at Gabriel's attempt. Please.
Oh god. Why? Please.
Harry sighed. Fine, I'll teach you, he said before shoving a leaf into her mouth.
Now chant.
Chant! Chant like you've never chanted before! He said, earning a cheer from her, but only after the holidays. Right now you need to learn the basics, and I'm not going to let my sister die on me. You hear that?
Part of the tournament or part of the spell?
Yeah, because, the spell could go horribly wrong as well.
I mean, only if you shove an entire mandrake in your mouth, because that might scream and kill you.
Wait, that was supposed to be a leaf. Oh, she's dead.
Uproots mandrake.
All right, those were in Harry Potter too, weren't they?
Yeah, because they were working with juvenile ones during that, like, wizard botany class. And so, like, the baby one screams weren't powerful enough to kill a person, but instead would, like, knock them unconscious
Ah,
if they heard them.
so you're just not supposed to uproot them, right?
Not supposed to uproot them if you don't have ear protection.
Ah,
Which, if memory serves, that is a whole thing from, like, old mythology. That, like, you uproot a mandrake, and it screams and kills you.
like instantly?
Typically.
How do you make it stop screaming?
Chopping it up.
Can you
Do
put it back?
mandrake roots really scream? Something that someone asked. Okay. I just pulled up, like, the mandrake thing. Because mandrake is a root of a plant historically derived either from the genus Mandrogia, Mandragora, found in the Mediterranean region, or from another species such as Bryona alba, the English mandrake, which have similar properties. Let's go down to folklore, because it is in real life a hallucinogenic plant.
Oh.
Yeah. Folklore, the root is hallucinogenic and narcotic in sufficient quantities and induces a state of unconsciousness that has been used as anesthetic for surgery in ancient times. In the past, juice from the finely grated root was applied externally to relieve rheumatic pains. It was also used internally to treat melancholy, convulsions, and mania. Here, take this hallucinogenic plant for your mania. When taken internally in large doses, however, it is said to incite delirium and madness. In the past, mandrake was often made into amulets, which were believed to bring good fortune, cure sterility, etc. In one superstition, people who pull on this root will be condemned to hell. The mandrake root would scream and cry as it was pulled from the ground, killing anyone who heard it. Therefore, in the past, people who have tied the roots to their body to the bodies of animals and then used these animals to pull the roots from the soil.
I'm not pulling it, so it won't scream.
Which the whole thing has to do with the let me copy this image. The shape of the root, which kind of splits, looking like a pair of legs. Yeah.
I'm just picturing somebody's really hungry and starving, right?
Yeah.
So they pull a plant out of the ground and then immediately start eating it, or maybe they've washed it. After taking a couple bites and swallowing it, they start hearing something.
They
look down and
screaming
just...
from it. Another interesting one, because I was looking into, like, the whole folklore behind the Auruan, which is thought to just be like the German equivalent. But one of the things behind it was stating that the reason why the plant was alive like it was from the semen of people who were hung to death or hanged to death, like at the gallows and shit, technically fertilizing the plant.
Gross!
And that...
Who's eating plants under dead bodies?
Well, no, it's the whole thing of, like, the people who got hanged, like that dripping onto the flower and fertilizing it.
That's still gross.
Yeah. Which, I mean, it makes sense that sort of thing would happen, being as, like, whole loss of oxygen does a lot of times just, like, fucking, like, cause arousal, weirdly enough.
Yeah.
Because your brain just fucking goes haywire.
Mm-hmm.
which is why sleeping on your stomach is typically going to increase either nightmares or wet dreams, or combine them. But
I
yeah,
always
so
sleep on my stomach, so that's concerning.
honestly, I sleep on my stomach, and I typically don't have dreams.
I have dreams like once in a blue moon that I can remember.
Yeah. Anyway, fuck. Rose beamed before nodding solemnly. I
Beans.
understand. Bean.
Yes! Rose inwardly cheered. Wait, no. So, yes.
Boop boop doop 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 boop doop doop boop doop doop boop. Learning from her brother was awesome. Again, I, just so much about like basic. Okay, like tip for any writers out there: just try to make sure to like write in a way where things you have said can't be misconstrued into something terrible. Because with the way this story has been going, that sentence right there just makes me uncomfortable. Like with this entire paragraph, and then you have that, and it's just like I don't, I, I don't, I don't like where this is going. I anyway, it was very different compared to the teachers, and it was very effective. Harry would perform a strange magic similar to telepathy or legilimency and input knowledge of the things he learned inside of her head.
Along with the means to control your mind.
So literally, he's just magically putting the knowledge in her. Again, with the way this story has been going, I really dislike the whole invasion of privacy thing.
This is some dystopian learning kind of stuff, anyways.
Like, it's a whole thing of like, if you want to do that shit, you need to have it to where like the characters have been set up in a way where this isn't fucking creepy.
Mm-hmm.
Like at the very least, it helps that the characters are somewhat charming.
Yeah.
These characters are not.
Mm.
It was confusing at first, but it helped her learn things very quickly. Yeah, doing things the easy way tend to.
Mm-hmm.
With the knowledge Harry gave her, she was now able to speak a dozen languages, and her repertoire of spells was larger than any seventh year. Never mind, it is going into shitty shonen territory.
Yeah.
Look at this character who's got all these special skills that they learned through bullshit means.
Mm-hmm. Also, I wonder this whole, like, admiring your family thing is just something they do in other places, you know?
Most places, it tends to be just that. Like even in the UK, it's the whole thing of like, yeah, you
I'm
give your
talking even
fucking.
further east.
Oh yeah, further east. Well, that's the whole thing is like when we were talking about like fucking anime and shit. That like Japan is very much based on a respect-driven culture, which, in my opinion, can go very wrong very easily. But
Mm-hmm.
like the whole thing of like the office parties, your boss tells you to drink, you fucking drink. I don't consider that a healthy dynamic. But
Your boss is like, this is really good, you gotta eat it. I'm sorry, I can't.
if your boss is trying to get you liquored up, something's wrong.
Let's talk about this liquor. Imagine your boss saying this is really good, you should try some. But it's like something you're allergic to.
This is really good. You can try somewhat. Ooh. Come on, try a line. I'm not sure if this job's good for me. Why do you say that? My boss just tried to get me to do crack. Or tried to get me to do coke.
Ah, cocaína. Yeah, okay, sorry. But I'm just wondering if, like, you know, if this really is turning into some shonen moe shit, it's literally just like he's treating this like it's, you know.
Yeah.
Not Europe.
Yeah. I. Oh God. Mm, I just. I dislike. Because like usually with shit like this, you can kind of tell it's like, oh no, they're trying to make this into like shitty storytelling Japan.
Yeah.
And now I'm just thinking about that one Korean novel that I really want to read at some point.
Does it involve Koreans?
Yeah, it's written by a Korean.
Well, are the people in the story Korean?
Yes. It's called The Vegetarian, and like reading the synopsis, it seems pretty interesting.
Cool.
The whole thing is like the main character, she starts like having like vivid, violent like dreams and hallucinations and shit like that, and
Yeah.
swears off eating meat as a result. And like her fucking husband, mother, and sister, who like live together with her, like fucking go off on her because of that, and it just like continues ramping up and getting more and more fucked up.
Oh no, not a fucked up story.
And it's one of those things. It's like it's one of those things of like using this idea to like tell us, using like this story to kind of set up like an analogy or metaphor for like life in that sort of like traditional family group.
Yeah, like how dare you go against a family group and not eat meat?
Yeah, like how dare you don't do what we tell you, which is kind of a legit problem in like some of those like closer knit like East Asian like family situations.
Yeah.
So like fuck, this is interesting. Like one of the things like someone compared it to like a Kafka story, which Kafka was the guy that wrote that story about the guy turning into a roach.
Never heard that one.
Yeah, but basically like oh, okay, so we're gonna get some like fantastical reality shit.
Yeah.
This ought to be interesting. I think it's
Yeah, it's my line.
yeah.
Sadly, all of this knowledge was pointless if she didn't train her body. Instincts and muscles were something that you had to work on your own. Then teach her
Right?
the old-fashioned way.
Do the Mob Psycho 100 thing and just use telekinesis to move your body. Uh, God damn it. Yeah, like I don't know. It's one of those things. Is like I have characters like in stories of mine who have like all this different like skills and shit, but it's a whole thing of like this is kind of informed by the life they lead or like what their job is or something. Like someone who works as an international mercenary would kind of need to know a lot of languages.
Yeah. And also how to defend themselves and kill other
Yeah.
people. Because they're a
If you
fucking mercenary.
like if you had someone who grew up like as part like say you had someone who grew up raised by two former mob enforcers with people very upset at his family for leaving the mob,
Yeah.
like it makes sense that person would be kind of toughened up by their childhood and know how to fucking deal with shit. They wouldn't have survived otherwise.
You reminded me of something really dumb I did for a role play.
But
One of the most egotistical characters I ever made only used plant magic because plants were beautiful and they were beautiful, so therefore they should only use beautiful magic.
I created Narcissus.
They they also like constantly did poses.
Yeah.
Every time they complimented themselves, it's just like, I'm so great. Pose. Yeah.
Which I will also admit that I do try to also shy away from like the important bloodline thing in stories because that has some fucking implications. And I also just don't like the trope.
You like calls to action where the everyman does it?
Well, not even necessarily that. Like, I'm more into characters who developed their skills like by being taught or teaching themselves. I
Yeah.
don't like the whole thing of, oh, well, their family, like, their family comes from a long line of being good at this, so they're also good at this.
That one actually kind of makes sense to me if they show an interest in it. Like,
Yeah.
my parents were really good at it, and I thought it was interesting, so My parents are expert. They taught me quicker than, the average
Oh yeah,
person.
like if the parents taught them, that's one thing. But like, take a look at like fucking Star Wars. Like the whole thing with like fucking Luke isn't that he was like taught by like his father or any shit like that. No, it was just, oh well, he's from the Skywalker family.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Anywho,
yeah.
yeah.
This is like you find out about Anakin and like all the shit he was able to do before he became Darth Vader, and then he becomes Darth Vader and he's fucking Dawn. And then it's like, oh well, his son, despite minimal training, is also really fucking good at this shit. Like he got like a week of training out in a swamp.
Yeah, but when I really think about the movie, didn't he kind of lose at the very end?
I mean,
Darth Vader was the one who
kinda.
had to actually had to save his ass.
Yeah. And then fucking George Lucas decided to like later add in like Darth Vader screaming "No" as he did it, instead of just letting like the fucking moment speak for itself. Nothing ruins Star Wars more than George Lucas. Fight me. Anyway.
Yeah.
Fuck. Okay. Good. Now it's getting late and you need your rest, Harry said before getting up.
Before he could leave, Rose ran up and hugged him.
Eh.
You never hug your sibling, you only punch them.
Good
Hey,
thing.
hey, Harry! 5 check! Punches him in the gut.
I guess it's a good thing that trolls don't typically have siblings. Probably kill each other, usually. Thanks, Harry. I've always wondered what it would be like to have an Nissan. Fuck. And so far, I'm not disappointed. You're the best.
Utterly embarrassed, Harry returned the hug and then stabbed her. Alright, so it's been just over an hour, and we've got more to this if you want to split it up again real quick.
I don't want to like read more of this tonight. So
So let's get the fuck out of here.
yeah, special thank you to Destiny Bears for supporting us on Patreon. If you like what we do and would like to support us, then consider going to the link in the description and going to our Patreon. We have a few little nice perks that you can get, and it does just help out. And with that, dear God, save me. Special thank you as well to Longreach Jones.